Hi, everybody. Welcome to the free webinar on wealth consciousness. I am Devaki from India, and I'm the Master Instructor and Certificate of Science in Theta Healing. Having the correct mindset is the key to unlocking your full potential and transforming your relationship with money and wealth. And at this webinar, you will be gaining a deeper understanding of how a money mindset either draws or repels wealth towards you. So you will also be gaining awareness of your own money story and how adopting a wealth conscious mindset can initiate the healings of your money blocks. You will also be receiving empowering theta healing downloads. And all these and more will be discussed by our guest, Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony is the Master Instructor and Certificate of Science, and he's the Country Event Coordinator of Theta Healing Instructor Seminars from Australia. And he's a very good friend of mine too. And he's the creator of the most famous Theta Healing Wealth Consciousness Seminar. He has been teaching these seminars since more than a decade, successfully helping people transform their mindset from scarcity to abundance. So this webinar is a precursor to the 3-day Wealth Consciousness Seminar that is coming up on this 28th of this month. So I feel blessed to be hosting it once again. So welcome, Mark Anthony. Now over to Mark.
Thank you, Devaki. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to have this time to be able to share with people some of the knowledge and some of the insights that can really make a difference in their lives, because wealth comes to a person with a wealth conscious mindset, and that's really important to understand, because it's a wealth conscious mindset doesn't come to a person with wealth. You have to have the mindset first, and then the wealth comes to you. And so what I really want to share with people is how you can actually adopt mindset. How do you have a wealth conscious mindset when, your whole life you may have experienced struggle or, financial difficulties? And that's what the biggest issue is for a lot of people, because so many people have been brought up in environments where financially it has been a struggle. So the only thing they really know is lack. And that's what's really important, to shift that consciousness. And one of the key things that we do in the class in shifting that consciousness is understanding how quantum physics works. You don't need to know everything about quantum physics. Like, the basics is enough, but it's really important to understand, because, through so many different, teachers and gurus and spiritual teachings, we always hear about you create your reality. But that's good in concept. Like, as a concept, you think, okay, yeah, I create my reality. But when you understand step by step how you actually create your reality, it's actually a lot easier to do it. Because as long as I'm just hearing from people that you can create your reality, it's like, well, yeah, I don't really know how. And to this point, I've received the same results that I've always had. So how is it that I'm creating this? Like, I'm not waking up in the morning and thinking, yes, I want to struggle financially, or yes, I want to have relationship issues, or yes, I'm excited about my health issues. Nobody does that. So on some level, we're actually creating our reality, but we're not understanding how we're actually creating that reality. And that's a really important thing that will really shift people's lives. And that's one of the things that we go through in a lot more detail in the wealth consciousness class, because we've only got a short period of time for this, webinar as an introductory. But it's really important for people to understand that quantum physics works for you. Whatever you are experiencing in your life right now, your current circumstances, the current conditions of your life, are a result of previous thinking. Your previous thinking, your previous words and actions are all what has created where you're at today. Now, in the last couple of years, you may have been doing theta healing. You may have been doing a lot of work on yourself, whether it's just through theta healing or even other modalities. And you're doing all this work and you don't understand why things aren't changing. But see, the thing is, what happens is if we're looking at our life today, and our life today is based on our thoughts, words, and actions of the past, then what we're actually looking at today is a past version of ourselves. And so what happens is we tend to focus on our current circumstances. And as long as we're focused on the current circumstances, even though our mindset may be higher, we continue to bring those conditions and circumstances into our lives because it's what we've experienced. It's what we know. And that's where it's really important to shift that consciousness. So one of the things that you can actually do, and one of the most important things to understand, is that your current circumstances, your current conditions of your life are real to you now. They're what you're experiencing. And if you accept, and it's really important to accept that, yes, this is where I'm at. This is what my previous words, thoughts, and actions have brought me to. But this is not what I'm choosing to create from this point forward. So we need to be really clear on what we are creating from this point forward, because whatever we're focusing on for our future is what we're going to create. And that's really important to understand. So, you know, the key with that is understanding, what is it that I'm truly creating? What is it that I truly desire in my life? And that's a really important question, because a lot of people, you know, don't go into enough detail about what it is they're manifesting in their lives. You know, if you walked into a travel agent and you sat in front of the travel agent and just said to them, I would like to travel. And then you just sat there, the travel agent cannot help you until you tell them where you would like to go. And then if you say, okay, I would like to go to London and New York at the same time, the travel agent can't help you with that either. And then you say, no, book me to London. No, hang on, New York. No, London. Oh, look, I'm not sure if I can afford it. Yeah, I can afford it. I'm not sure if I want to travel. The travel agent can't help you. They're going to tell you, go away. Think about where you would like to go, and when you're ready, come back and see me. The universe works in exactly the same way. As long as we are sending mixed messages out into the universe, the results that we're going to get are going to be mixed messages, and there's going to be a lot of confusion. And so it's really important that we understand what it is that we truly desire. And one of the keys with understanding what it is that you truly desire is putting as much detail into that manifestation as possible. So, you know, to say that, you know, I would like a new car. There are so many new cars. It's important to be specific, because if you're just manifesting a new car, you may get a new car, but it may be a car that does not suit your needs. If you've got 5 children and you get a Ferrari that's got 2 seats, it's not going to benefit you. So it's really important that you're actually really specific about what it is that you desire. And the more detail you put into it, the easier it is to actually emotionalize it. And when you get emotional about your manifestations, you'll find that it actually raises your state of being, because something that's really important to understand is that everything is energy. So before we continue with the steps, I'll go through this. So right now, today, this is the level that you're vibrating at, because we are made of energy. So from a quantum physics perspective, if you were to take your physical body down to the smallest particle, it is a moving energy. If you take the chair that you're sitting on down to the smallest particle, it is the same moving energy. So everything inside and outside of us is made up of the same energy. So right now, we are all resonating at this level. And it's going to be different for every single one of us. Some of us have more financial abundance, some of us have less, some of us have great health, some of us have poor health, some of us have great relationships, some of us have poor relationships. But whatever the conditions and circumstances that you're experiencing in your life at this time are all in alignment with that level. When we manifest something, it is at a higher level. And all we need to do is to raise our wealth consciousness or raise our vibration to this higher level. And once we raise our vibration to this higher level, you actually find that whatever it is that you're manifesting will automatically show up in your life when you raise your consciousness to that level. It's like a magnet. So this here is what we call your state of being. And this is very important to understand. The state that you're in right now, you're resonating with all of the conditions and circumstances in your life. When you raise your state of being, then you're going to experience the abundance that you actually desire. See, everything starts from your state. Your state of being is very important because that is first cause in your life. So your state of being causes your thoughts, your words, and your actions. All of those things come from the state that you're at. If you're in a wealth conscious state, then the thoughts that you have are going to be those of wealth and abundance. The words that come from those thoughts are going to be of wealth and abundance. And the actions that you're going to take are actually going to deliver that wealth and abundance to you. But if we're in a state where we're broke, then our thinking is coming from a broke state. And so we're going to have financial struggles. Our words are going to come from that broke state, and our actions are going to come from that broke state as well. So instead of identifying the investment that's going to allow you to achieve the success that you desire, you identify an investment that's actually going to lose you money, or it's going to be a bad investment. And that's really important to understand. The state that you're at is first cause in your life. And when you raise your vibration to a higher state, then you're going to attract the things into your life that you desire, because that's how it works. Everything starts from your state. And one of the key things that actually holds people back is being in a state of wanting, right? If I was to say now, I want a drink of water, nothing's happening, is it? Doesn't matter how many times I say, I want a drink of water. As long as I am in a state of wanting, nothing happens. In order for me to experience water, I need to change my state. So now I'm changing my state. It's an action state. It's a getting state. And now I'm experiencing that water. While I was in a state of wanting, I was never able to experience the water. I needed to change the state that I was in. And that's really important to understand. So, you know, one of the things from a mindset perspective, one of the things that you can do on a daily basis from this day forward is don't want anything. Get rid of the word want, and more importantly, the state of wanting out of your life. As long as you want something, it's the eternal state of not having. There's nothing wrong with having desires. And I use the word desire. So this is my desire. I desire to have this. Because desire is very different to want. Desire is more of a getting state. And desire doesn't mean you don't actually have it already. And with quantum physics, everything is already there now anyway. Right? So maybe I need to go into explain that a little bit more. I'll do that a little bit later. But that's a really important thing to understand. It's important to be out of that state of wanting. So for example, think about the last time you were happy. You didn't think about being happy and then you were happy. You were happy and then you had happy thoughts. Your thoughts come from your state. When you're in that right state of mind or state of being, then the thoughts are going to come from that, and your experiences are going to come from that state. And that's very important to understand, because that's where a lot of people make the mistake, where they're thinking that, you know, I'm at this level, I've manifested this, why is it not happening for me? when we raise our state to the higher level, that manifestation will automatically show up in our lives. But a lot of people get frustrated with their manifestations because they haven't shown up yet. Anytime you get frustrated with your manifestations, what's actually happening is you're trying to bring your manifestations down to the level that you're at today. And that's not how it works. That's going against the whole manifesting process. In order to achieve our desires, all we need to do is raise our vibration or our state of being to that higher level, and then we will experience whatever it is that we desire. So when we raise our vibration to that level and we're clear about what it is that we desire, we're able to get into the emotions of having that. So let's say, for example, you're manifesting that new Ferrari. So when you go to the showroom, you sit inside that car, you go for a test drive, you know what color it is, you have a look at what options you would like to have in that car. It's a lot easier to emotionalize it. It's a lot easier because you've felt it, you've been inside it, you've experienced it. And that's what's really important to do when it comes to anything that you're manifesting. So if you're manifesting a new home, go and look at homes that are for sale. Get an idea of the sorts of things that you would like to have in your home. When you have that clearer picture of what you desire, then all of a sudden it's easier to emotionalize it. And when you get emotional about something, you're actually going to take more action towards achieving it. And action is one of the important steps as well. But if we come back here to what it is that you desire, when you have a clear picture in your mind of what you desire, you're sending a clear message to the universe. When you send that clear message to the universe, it's a lot easier to create it. So the next step and by the way, whatever you're manifesting, write it down. Make sure you write down your manifestations. This is very important. And this is one of the mistakes that a lot of people make. There was a university study that was done. It was over a 20-year period. At the start of the study, 3% of the graduating class had written goals and intentions. At the end of the 20 years, that 3% were worth more financially than the other 97% combined. They also had more joy and satisfaction with their lives. This is very important. When you write down your intentions, you actually write them down. If you went to school for a number of years of your life and you were told that everything that was in the books was the truth. So when your subconscious is reading your intentions on paper, or even on a computer screen, if that's how you prefer to do it, then your subconscious is reading it as truth. So the second step is understanding why your manifestations are important to you. Why is that new house important to you? What are you going to do with that house? What are you going to do inside that house? Who are you going to have over visiting you in your house? Do you like entertaining? Do you love having friends over? Do you want to have a space where you can bring all your family together? What are you going to do with that house? What are you going to do inside it? It's really important. When you put in reasons why it's important to you, it helps to build the emotional attachment to that manifestation. And when you have a greater emotional attachment to your manifestation, then it's going to be easier to do what you need to do in order to allow yourself to experience it. And then the third step is action. And action is very important. Action is very important because without action, nothing happens, right? A lot of people just manifest things and think that, yeah, okay, you know what? I'm just going to wait for it to happen. As long as you do that and not take action, then you'll actually block yourself from receiving your manifestation, because action allows you to receive your manifestation. But that's a really important statement, because action allows you to receive whatever it is that you're manifesting. But action does not create it. Because there are a lot of people, and probably yourself, you've worked so hard throughout your life and you haven't achieved the results that you desire. And the reason for that is because action only allows you to receive. It doesn't initiate. The first two steps are what actually initiate your manifestation. If you initiate your manifestation correctly, then you'll find the action that you take will bring results to you, because it allows you to receive. So that's a really important thing to understand there. And then the fourth step is to create an image in your mind of having your desires. This is very important, because your subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. That is a very powerful statement. But let me prove it to you. Remember the last time you watched a horror movie? You know that it was just a movie. And you're watching it on the television. You're in your own home, you're watching it. And you know it's just actors and actresses on TV. But all of a sudden it gets to a suspense scene. And you feel your heart is pumping out of your chest. And you're looking behind your chair to make sure nobody's going to jump out from behind there. You know it's a movie, but you're going through the physical experiences like it's actually happening to you. And that's because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. So if you can create a clear picture in your mind of what it is that you desire, then that is going to supercharge whatever it is that you're manifesting. That is one of the keys to creating the life that you desire, because I mentioned earlier how, often what we're doing is we're looking at our current circumstances and conditions, and we're focusing on those, and that's what's bringing them into our tomorrow. See, with quantum physics, your tomorrow has not been created yet. The creator can give you whatever you desire in an instant. If it's financial abundance, if it's health, if it's relationships, the creator can deliver all of those things to you in an instant. And all of those things are possible for you in your future. But as long as we continue focusing on our present circumstances, then we bring those with us into tomorrow. So I mentioned earlier that it's important to accept where you're at. Understand that your previous words, thoughts, and actions have brought you to where you're at today. Accept that. Take the lessons from it. With Theta Healing, we have the gift of being able to do healings on ourselves and heal the issues around why we've created what we're experiencing today. And then what you do is you focus on what it is that you're creating. Focus on what it is that you're creating, the life that you would like to experience. And one other point about what it is that you desire, don't just go for what you think is possible. What would give you the most incredible life ever? What is your dream life? That's the sorts of things that it's important for you to be visualizing. Visualize what would give you the most incredible life. A lot of the times we limit ourselves because we think, okay, well, this is realistic for me. As long as you stick to that realistic idea, you actually limit the possibilities for yourself. Because what we tend to do is we're just thinking, okay, well, this is realistic for me. And so what happens is there isn't anything beyond that. And so what we do is we focus on that. And the subconscious is like, okay, well, yeah, that's easy. We can create that in no time. But if we create that, then there's nothing more to look forward to. There's nothing more to work towards. It'll actually hold it just far enough away from you that it feels like a tease, and it can be very frustrating. But the more things you have on your list, and always when I set my intentions, I'm always looking over longer periods. So there are some things that I would like to achieve short term, medium term, and even long term. Look at the next 30 years. What would you like to experience in your life over the next 30 years? Create that image for the bigger life for yourself, even if you don't wish to buy a house right now. When the time comes, when you start creating abundance, you will. And so allow yourself to have that image in your mind from now, because when you're ready for it, it'll show up a lot quicker. You start putting things into motion. The universe starts creating things for you. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're ready for it and it's already been set up. So creating that image is really important, and focusing on that image in your life. I recommend that you spend, throughout your day, at least an hour visualizing yourself having your desires. So, I wouldn't sit there for an hour at a time, but what I would do is, like, just throughout the day, if all of a sudden I've got a moment to myself, I'll just visualize myself having my intentions. That allows you to create that image of what you desire in your life. So that's really important. And then obviously we do digging work. And then the last step, and there's actually a few more steps that we'll go through actually in the workshop, and I'll go through all of these in more detail in the workshop as well, because they are really important and we need to spend more time on those. But the last one is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the keys to you experiencing your manifestations. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they're manifesting this new home and they're all excited about this new house, but they go home to their current house and they're opening the door and they're thinking, I hate this place. The universe sees that you're not having gratitude or appreciation for the current house that you're in. If you don't have gratitude for this one, how are you going to have gratitude for the new one? So looking at your life today, look at all the things that you currently have in your life today and allow yourself to have gratitude for them. Make a list of everything in your life that you have gratitude for, even, to your clothes, your underwear, everything. That doesn't include, like, your health, your partners, your relationships, everything. Like, even myself, I have gratitude for my intuition. I have gratitude for my connection with the Creator. Little things, everything in your life. Look at the things that you have gratitude for. The more gratitude you express for what's currently in your life, the quicker you raise your vibration, the quicker you raise your consciousness. And that is really important to understand, because the quicker we raise our consciousness, the quicker we will experience everything that we desire. So here's how manifesting works. So this is where we are today. And this is our manifestation. And there's 9 areas of our lives that we actually go through in the class, and we set intentions or goals in all of those 9 areas. So where we are today, we do our manifestation. So from a quantum physics perspective, that manifestation is created instantly for you. It's there, it's ready to go. All we need to do is deal with whatever issues we need to in order to raise our consciousness to this higher level. So, for example, we need to deal with these 4 issues in order to raise our consciousness. And what happens is we get excited and we start moving towards our destination. And then all of a sudden we have an issue where our family says to us, let's say we're starting a theta healing business. And we go home, we tell our family, I'm starting a theta healing business. And they say, really, you? What do you know about healing? And we think, you know what, maybe they're right. My family knows me better than anybody. So what happens is we start moving away from our destination. And then we get to a point where we think, you know what, no. I know this is what I'm meant to be doing. And we bring ourselves back on track. And then we start moving towards that destination again. And then a friend of ours says to us, we tell our friend that we're starting a theta healing business. And they say, really, you? I know who's someone who tried that once and they failed. And you know what? We think, you know what? That's just your opinion. I know I'm meant to be a healer. And we continue moving towards our destination. See, what happens for a lot of people? In that first example, there was an obstacle that came up. And instead of staying focused on our destination, we started focusing on the obstacle. And then all of a sudden, we turned this little obstacle into a huge mountain. In the second example, we saw the obstacle, but we stayed focused on our destination and were able to move through that obstacle very quickly. And that's what's important, because when we are manifesting things, we're basically asking for the universe to bring up whatever issues we need to deal with in order to raise our consciousness to the level of that manifestation. When we raise our consciousness to the level of that manifestation, it is magnetized to us. It automatically comes into us. So a lot of people will manifest things and then they have issues come up, and instead of focusing on the destination, they focus on the obstacle, and that drags them down, and then it becomes a negative experience, and then they start feeling, you know, victimized by the creator, victimized by life. They start feeling like the world is against them and nothing works for them. It's only because we've manifested something, and all we need to do is raise our vibration. When we overcome those mindsets, when we overcome those limitations, and some of those limitations have been with us all our lives. You know, if we were brought up in families that we didn't have financial abundance, and those issues have been there for a long time, and so they're comfortable. And that's where we can find ourselves getting easily dragged back into that negative mindset, because it has been comfortable. We've survived it. But it's important to understand that when you have issues coming up, it is a gift. It is the universe just telling you what you need to heal in order for you to experience whatever it is that you desire. And that's a big step forward in raising your consciousness. Once you understand that, and once we can grasp that, because I know myself, like there's even been times where I've had issues come up after manifesting, and all of a sudden I get caught up in the issue. It's easy to get caught up in it, but it's just as easy to stay focused on the destination and move through it as well. So the key is recognizing and understanding that, okay, well, these issues are coming up for me now because I'm ready to heal this issue. I'm ready to raise my consciousness beyond this level, and I'm ready to become the person that is able to receive and resonates with whatever it is that I'm manifesting. So when we start looking at things differently, when we start looking at life that way, then all of a sudden opportunities and abundance are going to flow to us because we're raising our consciousness. But doing things like writing down your intentions, having a long list of the intentions that you would like to achieve in your life, having an image in your mind of what it is that you desire, and holding on to that image, focusing on that image. And what you'll do is you'll find that when you are focused on your image and you are recognizing the issues that are coming up for you on a day-to-day basis are gifts that are helping you to grow and move forward, you'll actually find that you're more present in the moment. Your vision, your focus is on the future, but you're present now. Because the only thing you can ever do is take action in this moment. The only moment that you've ever got is now. And right now you have a choice. You have a choice to do something that will help raise your vibration, or you have a choice to do something that will lower your vibration. And it doesn't matter which choice you make, because the next moment you have another choice. And you can make a choice that raises your vibration or diminishes it. when we just bring it back to moments, bring it back to right now, you'll find that your life is a lot more enjoyable because you're focused on the present moment. You're focused on this moment. What can I do? And when you're doing little things on a daily basis that are raising your vibration, that are helping you to feel better about yourself, then all of a sudden you're going to find that abundance will flow to you because you're raising your consciousness. And especially if you add to that having gratitude for what is in your life right now, if you're expressing gratitude for what is in your life right now, and on top of that, you're expressing gratitude for your manifestations, gratitude for receiving your manifestations, and you're excited about that, then all of a sudden the universe is going to be excited to bring that abundance to you. And things will happen very quickly for you in your life. It doesn't take much to change your life. But the key is understanding that whatever you've done throughout your life to get you to where you are today, the way that you've been thinking has brought you to where you are today. If you continue thinking that way, then you will continue to get those results. The key is changing your thinking. And that's what this class is all about. It's all about changing your thinking. And we'll go into a lot more detail with all this stuff that I've mentioned, especially with the quantum physics. That will really open your mind and allow you to have a much clearer picture of how we are creating things and how we already actually have everything that we desire. But having and experiencing are two different things. When we go through the right steps, you allow yourself to experience your desires in a much quicker and shorter time. And we'll go through that in a lot more detail. And one of the other things that we look at in this class that's actually really important is your relationship with money, right? There's no point going through and manifesting all these things if you have an unhealthy relationship with money, because money is just an energy. Money is a tool that we use to exchange for goods and services. That's all money is. If you look at all the money that is in all the bank accounts around the world, we lost the ability to have a gold standard in the 1970s, right? So there isn't no longer a gold standard like the gold reserves to, for the money that is actually out there in all the bank accounts. So if you have a look at all the money that is in all the bank accounts around the world, and it varies from country to country, but on average, only about 4% of that money is actually in physical circulation. So that means that 96% of the money is just numbers on computer screens. If you go to the bank and ask to withdraw a large amount of cash, you can't do it. You need to give them a few days' notice. And that's so that they can organize that cash to be at that particular bank for you. And that's because it's only such a small percentage of the money that is actually in physical circulation. The rest is all just numbers on computer screens. So it's just basically energy. So at the end of the day, if you have a healthy relationship with money, then you're going to allow that energy into your life. If you have an unhealthy relationship with money, then you're going to repel it from you. It's just like if you have a friend that comes to visit you and you love this friend, you hear them knock on the door and you're excited to open the door. You can't wait to welcome them in. You have them there. You offer them food. You offer them drinks. You want them to stay as long as possible. But when you have a friend that comes to your house that you don't like, when they knock on the door, you're reluctantly opening the door. The whole time they're sitting there, you're wishing they would leave. And that's what our relationship with money is about too. If you have an unhealthy relationship with money, then as soon as some money comes in, you're going to create some unexpected expense that comes in that takes your money away, or you're going to block it from coming to you at all. But when you have a healthy relationship with money, then you're going to allow that money to be with you, because money just gives us choices. That's all money does. Money doesn't solve all your problems. There are plenty of very, very wealthy people that have got problems. Money doesn't solve your problems. Money just gives you choices. Money gives you freedom. And one of the keys to understand, like we study all these classes in Theta Healing. Vienna teaches us that we are one with the Creator. All spiritual teachings teach us we are one with the Creator. So if we are one with the Creator, and the Creator is infinitely abundant, the Creator has everything that we could ever desire and more, then our natural state is abundance. So we weren't put here to struggle. We were put here to experience the abundance that we desire, and that's where our free will comes into it. Free will is very important. We have the free will to experience abundance. We have the free will to struggle. It doesn't matter what we choose, because on a soul level, we're still going to be learning all the experiences that we need to. But the key is understanding that when you have a healthy relationship with money, then you're going to find that that's one less thing to worry about, and you're going to find that your life is going to be a lot smoother. Because if somebody in your family gets sick and they need an operation or something, and you need a lot of money to pay for that operation, if you have a lot of money, it's not a problem. But if you're struggling financially and somebody that you care about gets sick, it's a stress, because you'd love to be able to help them. So when you create that financial abundance for yourself, then you can help a lot more people. And that's the real bigger picture. Because yes, it's great for all of us individually to have a lot of money, but ultimately we're here to make a difference on this planet. And every single one of us has come here with a huge purpose. And one of the exercises that we do in this class is to identify your life purpose. And it is really profound. I have had so many people have the most incredible experiences from this exercise. It is really powerful. But when you understand what your purpose is and you start living your purpose gives you joy and satisfaction. So your life is going to be filled with joy. You're going to be amazed how abundance will flow to you. There are so many different aspects to having a wealth conscious mindset. And unfortunately, in this short time that we have here in this particular webinar, we're not able to cover everything. But ultimately, it's really important that you know that you're here for much more. You're here for a greater purpose. And when you create financial abundance for yourself, then you can actually help a lot more people. And that's what we're all here for. Like, you know, as you know, I'm actually an engineer by profession. I remember the reason why I got into theta healing was I was very sick. I was half dead. I had a medically incurable health condition, and the doctors sent me home to die. And that's when I found theta healing. And all of a sudden it was like I had an instant healing. It was just absolutely amazing. And I was just excited to be alive. So I was doing healings on family. And then I had my teacher, or hosted my teacher, to come and teach a class. And he taught a couple of classes, and he asked me to assist on a couple of classes. And it was only about a month after I'd had my healing that Vienna was coming to Australia to teach the instructors classes. And so I went to the instructors seminar, and I remember Vienna saying something really profound. She said, 80% of you will go on and teach this work. And I remember sitting there thinking, thank God I'm in the 20%. Because I never had an intention of becoming an instructor. I never had an intention of becoming a healer. But see, when you find your purpose, everything changes. And that's what's really important for you. That's one of the key things that we do in this class, is help you identify what your purpose is. So you can actually start living that, because living your purpose is what you came here to do. And the fulfillment, the joy that you get from it is unparalleled. There's nothing that comes close to it. When you live your purpose, you're going to be amazed at how your life transforms for you. And when you're living your purpose, you'll find that success and abundance will automatically flow to you. because you're here, you're fulfilling what you came here to do. So it's really important that you allow yourself to understand that whatever you're experiencing right now in your life is just temporary and you can change it. But it's about having the right knowledge. It's about understanding what to do. And when you do those right things, when you take the right steps, you'll find that success and abundance will flow to you very quickly. And that's what we do in this class, is create that, a step-by-step process that you can actually follow in your life, even down to writing down action steps that you can take. So when you finish the class, you'll have all the action steps you need to take so you can get started in creating the life that you desire. You'll have all the steps in place, and all you need to do is take that action and follow those action steps, and you'll be amazed how quickly your life transforms. Because when you change you change your reality. Because we are first cause in our lives. We are creating our reality. And this class helps you to see step by step how you are creating your reality and how you can consciously create the reality that you actually desire. So, you know, it's a really phenomenal class. I'm obviously very passionate about it because I've been honored to be able to help so many people. It's been a real blessing in my life to make a difference in so many people's lives. I've been teaching this class, you know, for 10 years now, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. And the changes, the testimonials that I have from people that have transformed their lives is just, it's really humbling to hear those testimonials, because, you know, ultimately we're here to make a difference. And we're here to create the life of our dreams. If I can help people live the life of their dreams, then that is an absolute gift for me. And that's what this is really all about. It's about you living the life of your dreams, understanding what that life of your dreams is, and believing that you can have it, knowing that you can have it, raising your faith to the point where the idea that you can be poor or not have money is ridiculous. That's the level of consciousness we're looking to bring you to, is having that knowing that, yes, abundance is mine. I am abundant. So what we'll do now is I'll give you some downloads or in relation to this. I know I've been talking for a while, and if you allow me, I'll keep talking all night. But
So interesting. So interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go up into a theta state and we'll channel some downloads for the group. So for whoever's watching this, whenever you watch it, as I'm saying these downloads, if you just say yes to yourself, then you receive those downloads. Okay. Cool. So the first thing that we want to do is just send you all an unconditional love healing. And we want to give you and can we teach you creators' perspective and definition on wealth consciousness? And we'll make your perspective and definition the same as the creators on wealth consciousness. And can we teach you what it feels like to know that you are worthy and deserving of having the wealth that you desire, and that it's safe and possible for you to have the wealth that you desire? And can we teach you that it's safe for you to know that you can have financial abundance, love, and wonderful health at the same time? And can we teach you how to live without worrying about money? Can we teach you that it's safe to let go of worrying about money? And teach you what it feels like to be comfortable with money, knowing what it feels like to have a healthy relationship with money, and that you do have a healthy relationship with money. And let's teach you what it feels like to have a clear vision of the life that you desire. Teach you what it feels like to know why your manifestations are important to you. And teach you what it feels like to take positive action on a day-to-day basis. And teach you what it feels like to have gratitude for everything that is currently in your life. And teach you how to be comfortable expressing gratitude for everything that you currently have in your life. And teach you what it feels like to have gratitude for all your manifestations coming to fruition now. And let's teach you what it feels like to have faith that you are one with the Creator. And teach you what it feels like to have faith that you are worthy and deserving of your manifestations. And teach you what it feels like to have faith that everything is possible for you now. And let's teach you what it feels like to trust your connection with the Creator. What it feels like to trust your intuition. Okay. And let's teach you what it feels like to love money and that money loves you. And teach you what it feels like to be happy. Teach you what it feels like to experience happiness on a day-to-day basis. And let's teach you how to recognize the gifts in every situation that comes up in your life. That you know how to focus on the opportunities behind every obstacle. And that it's safe for you to keep your vision on the life that you desire. Okay, let's also teach you how to trust that you are loved by the Creator. Okay, cool. So
Much.
we have the course coming up. The first day we focus on your issues around money. So we'll be going through like all the blocks in relation to money, things like worry, guilt, resentment, all these different aspects that will hinder your relationship with money. The second day we focus on quantum physics and time. So understanding step by step how you are creating your reality. And then we do the exercise to identify your life purpose. Then we do an exercise to identify your values, and that will help you understand why your life is the way it is at the moment. And then we start setting intentions in all the different areas of your life. And then we continue that on the second day. Then we do an exercise on letting go, and then an exercise on gratitude that will absolutely change your life. And then we finish the class with a really powerful meditation manifestation. So it's a really awesome class, and you know, it'll be an honor for me to have you in the class and come and join us. It is a really profound class. It's going to change your life. It's a lot of fun, and it's a really exciting class because it really shows you step by step how to take your life to that next level. It is really profound.